You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer is under intense political pressure after he was forced to sack Peter Mandelson from his role as the UK's ambassador to the United States. The decision came after newly uncovered emails revealed that Mandelson had offered words of encouragement to Jeffrey Epstein back in 2008, when the financier was facing conviction for sex offenses involving minors. The emails, published by media outlets earlier this week, showed Mandelson telling Epstein to fight for early release, and even describing him as someone he thought the world of. These revelations painted a much deeper and more troubling relationship than was publicly acknowledged when Mandelson was appointed to the high-profile diplomatic post in Washington last year. Starmer acted swiftly once the evidence was reviewed, calling the messages reprehensible. But his critics argue that the damage was already done. The Conservative Party has demanded the release of all vetting documents, insisting the Prime Minister must explain exactly what he knew before signing off on Mandelson's appointment. The Liberal Democrats have joined in, saying Parliament deserves clarity on why such a controversial choice was made in the first place. Even within Labour, voices of dissent are growing louder. Some MPs accuse Starmer of poor judgment and of waiting too long to act. Former deputy leadership candidate Paula Barker remarked that the delay in sacking Mandelson had further eroded trust in government. And the controversy lands at a particularly awkward moment, just days before a planned state visit from U.S. President Donald Trump. Mandelson, who had been working effectively with the Trump administration, was expected to play a central role. Instead, his deputy, James Roscoe, has stepped in as interim ambassador. For Mandelson himself, the fall from grace is stark. Once considered a master political operator and fixer, this is now the third time he has been forced out of high office. In a farewell letter to embassy staff, he called his time in Washington the privilege of my life, and admitted he felt utterly awful about his past association with Epstein. He expressed regret not only for the damage caused to his own career, but also for the pain of Epstein's victims. Despite those words, the political storm shows no sign of calming. Questions remain over why Starmer took the risk of appointing someone with such a controversial history. Especially since Mandelson's friendship with Epstein was no secret, the revelation of affectionate and supportive messages, sent at the very moment Epstein was being jailed, has reshaped the story, leaving Starmer battling accusations of weak judgment and poor leadership. With pressure mounting from all sides, and senior figures leaving government at a rapid pace, the Prime Minister now faces a growing test of authority. For many in Westminster, the Mandelson affair has become not just a scandal about one man's poor choices, but a wider reflection on the government's ability to manage trust and accountability at the highest level. Stay subscribed for more videos.